You're listening to Mondo Cool, the only Dragon Ball movie podcast that gives you a Zenkai boost.
That's right, boys. Mondo Cool.
What's up, Dragon Ballers?
You sound weird today, KZ.
What's up, Dragon Ballers? Here we are. This is Mondo Cool, where our power is maximum. As you know, we do Dragon Ball movie review discussion segment nightmares every single month. You can check these things out. And now, here we are. I'm your host, KZ Excellent of KZExcellent.com. With me, as always, is two wonderful gentlemen whose hobbies are reading and sports. They are Dan and Bob Video Games of GigaBoots.com. How you doing?
I like reading, and I can't do this anymore, KZ. I'm leaving.
Oh no!
I like my power being maximum. I don't know.
And possibly being crushed right now, Mr. Field. Mr. Field's Wild Ride. How's it going?
Podcast? Is that another word for coffin?
Well, I'm going to get in the coffin, and while I'm in that coffin, Field will tell you about how we get money.
You can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcasts. For as little as $5 a month, you get many benefits, such as early access to this show and Chugging Bleach, our Bleach review podcast, Cursed Content Club commentary tracks where we watch bad movies, Cursed Content by Committee, our user-voted Cursed Content show, which also comes with a commentary track for the movie, and Extended Armchair Dev Pitches where we show our full knife collection. That's patreon.com/gbpodcasts.
We do have extravagant knife collections. Now, last time, we did a Dragon Ball special in History of Trunks, which, well, we're hoping this is a bit higher up on the list. We'll have to see. But today, we will be discussing the next Dragon Ball Z film on our list, Dragon Ball Z Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. Or, as it's called in Japanese,
Dragon Ball Z, Burn Up, a red hot fight, a raging fight, a super fierce fight.
Holy shit! That's a really bad name.
I remember this one. I think when we started Mondo Cool, I've been looking forward to this one and like one other one.
Oh my god, that's a bad name.
When the title screen hit on because we watched it in English with the Japanese the Japanese visuals. So we saw that title screen pop up and was like, that seems like way too many words.
And you're like, oh no.
Dragon Ball Zeto, Moetsukiro, Nessen Ressen Chogeki-sen.
I like the English translation a little bit more of that title. It had a Silent Night, Deadly Night energy to it.
This is a Christmas movie. Now, this is going to be quite the task for you, Dan. Because this is the longest thing we've ever had to watch for this show, so I'm going to need you to give me a good summary of it.
Okay, guys, so I think we start off pretty strong here. We get Chi-Chi dragging Goku along for interviews to get Gohan into a really nice school. Goku is wearing a business suit, and he's upset that he's wearing this suit, and he's furious, and he's talking about how it restricts his movement, and Chi-Chi just keeps screaming at him. And it's really good. You get this good back and forth between them. And as they're about to enter the interview room, Goku's like, wait a second, is this a lying contest? And it's the best interaction I think these two have ever had on screen in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it probably is. Maybe something in original Dragon Ball was better, but that'd be it. There's nothing in Z that matches this.
It's really fucking good.
Like, well, all right, what are your favorite words? I don't really like any words, to be honest. I like food.
I like lots of food. I could talk about that all day. And she's like, stop!
Chi-Chi, you had to know not bringing him was a better option.
She's like, yeah, I'm a widow.
Right?
Whatever. Half the time she's right.
Yeah, he has died before. Also, he came to Earth. He came to Earth on a fucking space pod. There's no record of him existing.
True.
Or she could have used nepotism and been like, my husband is a celebrity. Remember that tournament 10 years ago? He won that.
Yeah, he's really strong, and his son is even stronger with his brain. See, that would have been a solid. Seriously, though, the composition of that shot with Goku's face being the entire background and Chi-Chi in front of him is so good. Oh, man. Yeah, no, this I think it's a really strong opening. So while they're doing this, Goku's like, how come I have to come and do this? Gohan isn't even here. He's out camping with the others.
Hey, it's a picnic. It's different from camping.
No,
That's true.
No.
That's true.
Not enough.
Yeah, it is.
It's picnic. It's camping adjacent, so it still falls into that trope, but it is technically not the exact same thing.
You know what? We can count it. It has the usual suspects like oolong.
This is true.
This fucking pig. We will never be free of this fucking pig.
I'm convinced Toei Animation loves oolong because that's the only reason you keep using him.
Yeah, do you think he won some popularity contests in Japan? There's no way, right?
Let me look.
I just assume the animators just like him.
Yeah, see, that makes more sense.
They're like, I like this pig.
That seems to make more sense to me. But yeah, we're having a really good picnic. Roshi's spinning plates on a stick, and eventually Krillin starts doing karaoke, and it's unreal how bad he is.
It might be the best moment Krillin's gotten in any film.
I think the best moment in the picnic is when Vegeta, nowhere near them, just hanging out behind a tree in the same general vicinity, is just like, God, he's so awful, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah. It's like, if he doesn't stop singing.
It's so good.
Thank God this movie happens, or else this could have taken a weird turn.
I also like the Future Trunks is just there.
Yeah, he's just hanging out. That's what he does.
It's like super buff Future Trunks because he's got the long hair.
Well, you see, this movie takes place during the 10 days that Cell's like, you have 10 days. Then we're going to fight.
Yeah,
I joked that it was that.
Bob made that exact same joke of like, well, that's the only point in the
It can totally
timeline.
fit in that spot.
That's when it is supposed to have happened.
Oh,
That's hilarious. What a fucking distraction.
Unlike most, this one seems possible.
It seems possible, except for the fact that no one has put a single thought towards Cell.
right.
Like, they're all just like, oh, whatever. Let's not worry about that guy. Let's go on our adventure.
Aren't Goku and
Don't worry about
Gohan supposed to be doing that thing where they say Super Saiyan the whole time, too?
Listen. just let it go.
We'll talk about canon later when we do that one segment.
Cell doesn't exist. It's fine.
So we have a really good moment during the karaoke where Krillin's singing and a giant spaceship lands, and it's like really impressive and huge and casts a shadow over all of them. And as it crashes into the ground and lands and shakes the whole earth, Krillin stops singing for 1 second, looks at it, and then goes back to singing. And it's just like, man,
That's pretty good.
these guys are just fucking thick-skinned at this point. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, this is movie Krillin. He's seen this happen 13 times.
It's so good. It's so good.
Whatever, Goku's got this.
But then the plot intrudes. So the ship opens up. Paragus comes out with all of his soldiers and runs up to Vegeta. It is like, oh, Prince Vegeta, blah, blah, blah. We have a new planet, Vegeta. You should join us there. It's really cool. And then we cut back to Goku in the middle of his interview, and King Kai informs him that, blah, the legendary Super Saiyan, blah. And then he's like, oh, wow, that's
the movie
really
is happening.
And then he's like, oh, that's terrible.
I really like that he just starts talking to himself out loud in the interview. It's really
And
great.
Chi-Chi's desperately
it's
trying to
so-
contextualize his one-liners that are insane.
That whole thing is great. Of just you got to go now. He's like, no. If I screw her over, she won't feed me. I'll buy you a hamburger.
Yes. I like the part where Paragus is just telling Vegeta about, the whole planet and stuff like that. And then Trunks is like, Dad, please don't fall for this. Come on, man. He does. He just walks on the ship and gets owned, basically.
And then Paragus, for no reason, knows entirely who Trunks is.
Yeah, he said dad, so he was like, oh, you're Vegeta's son, Trunks. I know this somehow. Let's get off to the movie plot now. Bye. And everyone ends up
Get
on the ship.
On the carnival ride.
Choo-choo.
Roshi can come too and bring along. You know how much we like that guy.
I do like him.
Hooray.
Goku bails on the
Movie
interview.
plot day.
Yeah, unfortunately. Goku bails on the interview, ends up at King Kai's planet and talks to him about the legendary Super Saiyan. He's like, King Kai's like, hey, why don't you find out which direction he's in and use your instantaneous movement? And then Goku's like, okay, which way is south? And then, you know, he instant transmissions, and then we cut back to everyone else. They're now on this weird planet with Paragus and Broly, who Trunks at one point says he's really skinny and weak, but he's clearly way more ripped than Trunks, so I don't know where that's coming from. Like,
I don't know. Trunks is pretty jacked after he goes in that room.
Look, he's not doing the cool Super Saiyan that gets becomes a Rob Liefeld character, you know. He's not that huge right now. Trunks isn't. Broly gets that huge. But even when he's skinny, I think he's more jacked than Trunks. So that comment's weird. And then luckily the rest of this movie will be pretty easy to summarize. For some reason, Paragus keeps going, hey, we think we found the Super Saiyan. You should get on this ship with Broly and go fight him. And he sends out Vegeta. And that just keeps happening while we build out the lore of, hey, this planet wasn't built by them. It's clearly some place they fucking wrecked. And then put slaves on to build this palace that they have.
Why didn't they give those slaves any other design?
I think it's funny that there's a creature from Chrono Trigger. That's really great. I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah.
Those look better. These are like some horrible bargain bin versions of them that slept with Cybermen.
Yeah, the younger ones definitely look like that. The old man slave looks exactly like that one dude from Chrono Trigger. I can't remember his name. But you get your Gohan, you get your Krillin, you get your Trunks over there to the slave camp, and they're just like, oh, this is terrible. They're taking advantage of them. And Krillin tries to scare them out of fighting them by punching air a bunch. And that's when Goku instant transmissions into Krillin's fist. That's the only win Krillin will get.
ever in any of these movies.
Basically,
it's a good
yeah.
win.
It's real strong.
Hey, he almost tried to take out, Lord Slug's crew.
Hey, man, that was Lord Slug was a good movie. I don't want to think about that right now.
This, Goku.
They're self-employed.
So that's when Goku gets introduced to Paragus. He gets introduced to a bit of the lore of the planet. Gohan and crew start feeding slaves in order to get some more information out of them and also be good guys, you know? Vegeta shows up at the castle and he's like, I'll kill you, Kakarot. What are you doing here? And Goku's like, I'm Goku. And that's about all he ever says. And then Vegeta stomps off. And then Goku and Broly just start acting like dogs that are pissed off. They just start wincing and glaring at each
energy.
other. Yeah. No, they got some real stank coming off of them. It's very powerful. I always appreciated that Broly's energy is green.
Yeah.
It's real weird, and it's very cool. I like it a lot.
Yes. A lot of cool filters get used in his stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, really cool. You get negative space color stuff. It's really good.
Yeah.
So then we get a shitload of lore. So Paragus is not able to consistently control his son's power despite having that device on him. And he yells at a scientist. He's like, you need to fix this. And then the scientist goes, I can't fix what isn't broken. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's not functioning, so...
Right, maybe it needs to be more powerful or anything.
It's like if a repairman came to your house and he's like, your garage door is too powerful to open. It's grown a will of its own. And I'm like, just fix the fucking thing, okay? And then you get some really cool lore that is unreal of Baby Broly had a power level of 10,000, so they were going to kill him, and then they stabbed him, and somehow he survived anyways, and him and his dad were lying dead in the streets, right as Planet Vegeta was being blown up, and then Baby stabbed Broly was so strong it made an energy bubble that kept them alive through the explosion of the entire planet, and they floated away, and I just think, man, this one day is the craziest time in all of Dragon Ball. This is one day where Goku's dad is seeing the future and other shit while a dead man taunts him. And then this fucking power level 10,000 baby floats through a planet exploding.
Yeah, it was on the opposite side, so Cooler couldn't see it.
Apparently.
I guess, man.
This is a good cinematic universe.
I don't know about that. But then, as it turns out, Broly's too sicko mode for his dad, and he has to be restrained. So in this past retelling, he gets that device crafted so that way he could control his son's power, and that's how he's going to control the whole universe by manipulating his son's power and destroying places as they go. We then effectively smash cut to Broly kicking down Goku's door and tearing ass through his room. It's a fight scene. Oh God, I almost skipped over the worst part. Roshi puts Oolong's foot in his mouth.
Why you should have skipped over it.
It was so bad. I was like, why are they're going all the way with them fucking in their sleep? What is with it? Are they faking
think it's hilarious.
They're like, hey, isn't it great? He's licking the pig's feet. And I'm like, it's not really. Can we move on? And they're like, no. And,
they're like, no, multiple people spent hundreds of hours drawing it.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. What is wrong with that? But yeah, you just get some fight scene where Goku's like, Broly, calm the fuck down. What the fuck is wrong with you? Calm down, you shithead. What's your deal? Stop attacking me. And Broly's blowing stuff up, chasing him around, and then eventually Paragus shows up to calm his son. I hate recapping the part of the plot that sounds insane because it sounds like I'm doing a bad job of it.
No,
like this next part,
Oh, really good.
this next part is insane to recap. I don't even know how to do it because it almost makes no sense.
You can have Bob do it.
Bob, do you want to try to explain what the plan was here?
Okay. Paragus' plan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He distracts all of the Z Warriors, brings them to his planet. He's calling Planet Vegeta and convincing Vegeta that this is a normal planet, but everyone else totally understands what's happening already.
Yeah.
So he's convinced them to come here so he can leave them here as the comet hits it.
Yeah.
And go take over the other planet. The weird thing, I think, even on top of all that, is that he doesn't seem to be telling his troops. I think he wants to go there alone and just conquer Earth on his own, because the first troop that finds out, he kills.
Yeah.
But shouldn't they be in on the plan?
Yeah, we get a shot of him in his room doing stuff and talking about the plan, and one of his soldiers come up and he just kills them. They didn't even say any cross words with him or anything. Paragus just murders them.
Yes.
And it makes no sense with the rest of this. So on this day of, the day after the fight between Goku and Broly, we get
in this wonderful planet created by slaves.
We get Broly heading towards the capsule with Vegeta to fly off and try to find the legendary Super Saiyan. Keep in mind, the comet's supposed to hit any minute now.
Yes. Real quick.
Sure, yeah.
Do you think... How surprised do you think Paragus is when he gets back to Earth and he's like, oh, Cell's here?
He's gonna have Broly, so he'll just be like, Broly, kill him.
See, I made the joke of he was like, and then I'll conquer Earth, and my one thought was, good luck with Boo. Fuck.
Broly, kill him. That's his plan for everything.
No.
Broly would just get turned into a cookie. Broly would get turned into a Dunkaroo.
Yes.
Yeah, but that isn't enough to stop you.
Super Boo, and then Super Boo absorbs Broly, which I'm sure exists in Dragon Ball Heroes.
Probably.
God.
I don't think so. They usually jerk off Broly really hard in that game.
Yeah, because his power is maximum. I see art though.
Yeah, it's fan art.
So the day after this, here are the events.
I love this.
This is like halfway through the movie, right?
Bob, it's less than halfway.
Oh no!
Yeah.
This is 31 minutes in. There are 41 remaining.
Whoa.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this is 30 minutes longer than any other Dragon Ball film we've watched.
Yep.
Yeah, it really
feels
breaks
it.
down here.
It really feels
Its length is maximum.
Yes. Oh, man. So Broly's going to enter a space capsule with Vegeta to hunt the legendary Super Saiyan, which means he won't be here for this, but somehow he's supposed to be here for the comet hitting. Goku's in the ship, and that really upsets Broly because that's what Broly's deal is. Trunks and Goku explain that, hey, we're all being tricked. Those slaves are slaves, and they used to live on a different planet, and then they kidnapped them and put them on this planet specifically to build this castle to trick us. Because the castle
These
was
slaves
necessary
are slaves.
to trick us.
Did we get? I thought we already got the thing about Broly only hates Goku.
Yeah,
because they were in bed, or he cried next to him.
Oh, that's true. I kind of skimmed over the part where Paragus is like, I don't understand why Goku pisses him off. Oh, they were born on the same day. He must fucking hate him.
Yes,
And that's the whole motivation.
He cried too loud. It's the iconic backstory.
Yeah.
I would get that. See, I would even get that if they're like portraying Broly as a child, but once he starts talking, he like never shuts up.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot that he just doesn't shut the fuck up.
So, we get all sorts of stuff that we just explained to you guys if he plans to use Earth as his home base and conquer all the other galaxies. Because they blew up the southern one at the beginning of this. Sure, that's completely canon. And then Broly's like, no, I need to fight myself a Goku. And Vegeta's like, oh, good, I can fight this Broly as well. So he throws a beam at Broly. Broly doesn't even flinch. He no-sells it. Then he kicks Broly directly in the head. Broly doesn't care. He doesn't move. What happens here is exactly as I described it, but the effects go beyond reason. Vegeta has been cucked for the rest of the movie.
And it's even better than that, because Goku's like, yeah, man, Vegeta's really a cuck. You must be strong.
It's true. He does say that out loud. And then Vegeta sits there like a simpering fuck for the rest of the fucking movie, and it's really fucking weird. And yeah, so this is why this is going to be easy to summarize. The rest of the movie's fighting.
And
we will now talk about the highlights of the fighting. Broly gets really huge immediately, and he does some amazing stuff where he just walks through beams and doesn't give a shit. And I was like, yeah, I've seen this in fighters.
I like when he does his chest beams. It's the most outlandish thing.
It's good. He just really good.
Flexes Gohan into oblivion.
I do love that Vegeta spends the whole movie going, oh, that's the legendary Super Saiyan. I shitted and farted. Ah.
Every single thing he does in fighters is from this movie. So you can just look at his moveset in fighters and...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I recognized all this shit. It's really good. There's some
Broly's theme song is incredible.
I
can't get over it.
We watched the Bruce Faulkner soundtrack, so...
Oh, okay. They had some absurd licensed music on this.
Yeah, I think we were watching that one. I think we were watching the licensed music.
Yeah, where they just got they got Pantera to do a theme song for it.
Yeah, it was metal as shit. Here's what's crazy about this and why I think Falconer's team took over for this possibly. The music editing of this is responsible.
Yes, it did feel I didn't hear the cuts.
Yeah.
Right. You didn't feel the cuts in your gut, right? Like it is smooth and it fit. But yeah, so we get some pretty good moments of like Broly clotheslining two different people at once and running through rocks. We get him devastating shit all over the place. And then Roshi shows up like he's going to do some shit and gets swole as fuck because Roshi can do that. And then he just starts a comedy act. He just starts making funny faces and making funny sounds. And it was pretty funny. I enjoyed it. And then he's like, well, that's not going to work. Okay, we're going to leave now. Bye.
And the Broly with a single finger blows up the moon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The slaves were looking at the moon, which I guess was the planet they were taken from.
Yeah.
And then he throws a single beam and blows it up. And he's like, oh, did I do that?
It's really funny because he doesn't just shoot it. He like throws it at them, and then it like baseball swings up and backwards to destroy the planet. So it's like, you thought I was gonna kill you, but I just destroyed your planet and killed everyone you know. Owned.
I don't
Oh, right.
I don't know how to handle Broly just being the Spider-Man cartoon Rhino Man. Why I do that?
I feel like that would be a better voice actor. So to be clear, I've only seen this movie or parts of it once in my life ever, and it was a long time ago. I did not realize how shitty Vic was in this. Because this is Vic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is fucking
He's
awful.
so bad. Imagine giving a shit that this dude got depersoned.
I mean, with this one, as it goes to the extra level, if he didn't even like doing it, it always came out that he hated it. But they kept giving him back because they did it the first time.
They had to he couldn't do a full scream.
Yeah.
So what they would do is they would like cut and like edit together a long stream of it.
Oh, that's bad.
Then the whole thing was he's like, oh god, another Dragon
out.
Ball video game. I don't need to do this again. Don't make me scream again.
God, what a puss.
Yes.
Before we get too far from it, I want to talk about how Paragus kind of reminds me of Aqua Teen.
Okay, there's another Aqua Teen moment that I'll bring up later, but go ahead.
Yeah, you got to make up for none in the last one.
Right?
Son of a bitch.
So it reminds me of the plan that Carl, not the regular Carl from Aqua Teen, Carl with the floating brain, and has a terrible car wash related scheme that makes no sense.
Rewatch Aqua Teen recently so you could keep getting power.
No, he can't do that in case we want to do that podcast someday.
I just, something about that, just completely, the plan makes no sense. And his son is there. Really reminds me of it.
It's so fucking stupid. This whole movie's stupid.
Because we were talking about it, I thought Broly's, yell and growl was okay. I just think all the dialogue is just not. Why are you talking? Why are you still talking?
I think
He has some good lines.
I feel like he doesn't sell it to me at any point because once again, nothing against Vic in his performance here as a vindictive thing. Plenty against Vic as a person. This really sucks. Like, this dude is huge. He should sound impressive.
Yeah, they probably should have cast someone who has experience in the growl. Just get Chris Sabat again.
Look, at this point, Chris Sabat was like 12 people. We can't do that.
Yeah, he was too many people.
You can still do it.
I feel like you could have found literally anybody else because most of his, like, powering up sound is this. He goes, like... You might as well have had Krillin go, he moaned at least this loud, and then have Broly go,
Yeah.
I'm getting stronger.
It's so fucking bad. But yeah, no, fighting. And then they, everyone but the main characters run off. They're gonna like, okay, we're gonna take the spaceship out of here with all of the slaves on this planet. So they start heading towards the space capsule, and it gets blown up by Broly, just completely eviscerated. And Krillin's like, well, there goes our ride. And then out of nowhere, in the middle of this fight, while they're all getting bodied and they're just completely destroyed, Piccolo shows up with Zenzu beans.
God.
I will never get over that Piccolo shot of just him on top of a building.
It was very cool.
It is the most extra he's ever been.
Yeah, he was being Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah, it's stuck on that shot for like 12 seconds.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely some Tuxedo Mask shit. I expected him to be like, my job here is done, and then just leave. You didn't do anything.
He did everything, Mr. Piccolo.
That shit's unreal. But yeah, he gives everyone a Zenzu bean while Broly just doesn't care, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It's not explained.
Broly was looking at his muscles, I guess.
He was waxing up. He's like, oh, I'm so strong.
It became a JoJo's episode for a moment.
God.
And it's like, Gohan, I'm here to help you, even though at this point in the story you're like 5 times as strong as me.
Yep. It was real weird.
Goku has bad plans in this in these fight sequences.
Yes,
where it's
he
like,
does.
all right, Broly's gonna shoot stationary at you. I guess I'm just gonna football charge my way through it.
Yeah, he charges through like 3 energy balls in a row, and it's like, what are you doing?
I'm going to get in
He
a
just
wrestling match with this guy.
That's like the first thing he does.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
I never learned how to give up.
Man.
Yeah, I was, for as much fighting as there is in this, I think a lot of it's really weak. There's the few good moments of like
cool shots, cool ideas, but
yeah, it's so far between them.
Cool shots, cool ideas, not great execution.
yeah, and then Piccolo finally crawls his way over to Vegeta and is like, how about you stop being a cuck? And then Vegeta's like, no. So fucking Piccolo drops his ass.
Yes, drops him like, what was that, 8 stories?
Yeah, he drops him like, I don't know, the full height of a skyscraper onto
Yeah, he's in a
skyscraper.
crater when we see him.
And just lying there being like, I'm gonna lie here and wait to get killed. Then, believe it or not, there's almost 20 whole minutes left of the movie wherein one thing happens. Only one thing on the battlefront. They have to convince Vegeta to do this new cool thing that they've invented for this movie. This new cool thing that they could do where they all shoot out weird green tendril energy to power up Goku.
First, you forgot one of the best parts of the movie, where Vegeta's like, I'll stop being a cuck, and powers up, and there's this incredible shot of him being lariated into a wall and like a planet-sized crater just spreading.
Yes.
That's true. There's also the moment where after beating up a shitload of these guys, we cut to Paragus trying to escape in the capsule that, in a spare capsule he had lying around, and then Broly just crushes him inside of the capsule because he was like, oh, you were going to escape without me.
Broly's like, ironic, isn't it?
No, Paragus literally says that
I know.
for some reason. Paragus is like, oh, my child who saved me is now killing me. Deep.
I'm gonna write about this in my video.
Yep, that's.
I appreciated his death. It was so terrifying looking.
Yeah, no, it really was.
When they finally just show you what the ship looks like at the end, I'm like, oh god.
It wouldn't have
Like
been.
it somehow felt worse because it didn't explode.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just launched a javelin that he formed out of the ship with his father's body inside into what it might be the comet.
Yeah.
It's the comet.
Which
Man.
the comet's like
Unbelievably
gigantic.
huge. The comet's like a small star. It
God,
makes
this
no
fucking
fucking sense.
plan is so great.
It is the best. I feel like the crushing him inside of the ship thing would have sold better to me if like Broly said something like, you can't control me anymore. But instead he's like, ooga booga booga, and then crushed his hand.
My power's maximum.
Yeah, it basically sounded like shit we would say during Fighters as Broly, just saying the same line over and over. Oh, man. Yeah, so
No,
then
stop pressing square.
I hate that everyone just gains the ability to give Goku power via green tendril.
That effect is what made me think of Aqua Teen, because it's like you would see that effect in Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah,
It's like, like that kind of sound effect while there's like the green energy beam.
Yeah, no, it's really
then someone would
weird.
probably be like, take Carl to home.
Take Vegeta to home.
And then eventually Vegeta turns and says, okay, I'm giving you the energy, but I'm still the Prince of all Saiyans, and he passes out. And then Goku has a lot of power, but the comet is coming, so he beats up the Broly, and it's really cool, and he Oh, wait. I need to describe how he beats up Broly.
Yeah, no,
He
that thing
punches
is
a
awful.
fucking hole in his chest and tears him open, and then he does a super explosion from how powerful Broly is, I guess.
Is this before or after that scene that's similar to this in Street Fighter? I'm trying to remember what that was animated in.
Oh my god.
That's definitely like, that's got to be a reference to this or vice versa.
Oh god, we're going to have to check the receipts on that one. That's bizarre. I never would have
Street
connected
Fighter
that.
2, the animated movie. I assume that's what you're thinking of.
I
might
thought
have
it was
been
the
like
alpha one.
I can't remember if it was in that or just in an intro to the game first, because it was in multiple things.
Complicated.
Well, this was 1993, so it predates either of them.
Okay.
That's true. So then Goku, having punched open Broly, apparently instant transmissions all of the slaves and everyone into this tiny capsule instead of taking them to Earth.
Yeah.
Goku's not very smart.
Goku's not very smart. But then he instant transmissions to Earth. Chi-Chi gets upset, and he goes, Chi-Chi, my hobbies are reading and sports. And then she freaks out and falls over dead. And he basically says, how is she not used to my shit by now?
Yeah, that was the best most self-aware line ever from Goku.
Yeah, no, the U.S. dub team's doing a really good job on that.
They're like, we need to make the best written things Goku and Chi-Chi.
Yeah, I could have done with less of this terrible plot that makes no sense and more.
What are you talking about? It makes
Goku,
so much
Chi-Chi.
sense. They're going to throw the Big Getty Star into the dead zone.
They're gonna throw the big Getty Star into the dead zone. So that way Metal Cooler and it's Garlic Jr. can fight for eternity.
It's so weird they even had...
And the winner will become the world's strongest.
Using the Tree of Might.
Yes. And popping pills.
Great.
And waking up from the dream.
I think it's hilarious. They even
Scouter place.
they even try to use the comet as some sort of like means for escalation of like the situation, because it's like every one of these guys can look at that thing and blow it up. There's no way they can't.
Even if they
beat up.
can't somehow, Goku can instant transmission.
Right.
And you know that
Arrogance
the
didn't
whole
know
time.
that.
They already showed instant transmission in this movie.
Yeah. It's weird.
And then Broly's like, I could survive this as a baby. What the hell makes you think this will kill me now? It's a really smart film, and that's basically the whole thing.
That summary sure was maximum.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's time for segments. First up is our Yamcha Award. Who was really disappointing to you beyond all measure? We're going to start with Phil.
I guess Vegeta. I'll just take the easy one and pick Vegeta just because he's just on his knees crying the entire fight part of the movie.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I've never seen it this long.
Yeah, I can't fight that.
I'm gonna cry. I kicked him and he didn't react, so I'm just gonna cry. It gave me PTSD to when Cell beat my ass after I kicked him.
It's even weirder because, like, he sits there talking about, oh, he's the legendary Super Saiyan the whole time, but it's like, no, he's the same age as Goku. He can't be the legendary Super Saiyan. He's just a legendary Super Saiyan.
Well, it's the same power as the legendary Super Saiyan.
Yeah, but that's not what he's saying.
It's still funny because it's like, but the whole thing was that everyone could become a legendary Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
you are a Super Saiyan.
This movie established that the legendary Super Saiyan is a special kind of Super Saiyan that just gets infinitely stronger forever.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're the ones that have the green.
All right.
Yeah, it's very, very important. I'll go next, Master Roshi.
What are you talking about? He ate that foot.
There you go, and that's my reasoning. Moving on, Dan.
I'm gonna say Broly.
The writing's just that bad.
Yes. It really is. It really is that bad. Like, if he said some raw shit about, like, I'm not going to let you control me anymore, instead of ooga booga booga when he crushed his dad. I think that would have sold it for me a little bit better. I feel like Broly's pretty cool in general. Like, that's why I wanted him in Fighters. I'm glad I won twice.
Maximum.
His power is maximum. And honestly, that other movie does a really great job of making Broly, that other movie being the most recent Broly movie, which I've seen, which I saw when it came out in theaters, did a really good job of characterizing Broly. I think Broly's really disappointing here.
Yeah, no, and it feels like a real plan in the newer movie.
Also,
don't worry. They will flesh out Broly more. We got 2 more Broly movies.
So here's the fucked up part. I remember every part of those 2 films.
Oh no, Bob!
I've seen Bio Broly like probably 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, no, it's fucking nuts. And like they have to come up with clever ways to kill Broly in those kind of sort of. In this, Goku's like, "Give me your power." Good, punches him. Like,
he beats him up like a video game boss.
Yes.
Just explodes into pellets.
He used an EX short unit to kill them in one hit for some reason.
It reminded me of when Dio explodes.
Yes. It is just like that, actually.
Oh, man.
Bob,
yeah.
Who you got?
King Vegeta. He's so lame. He's like, "Oh, this baby's stronger than me. I'm crying now, and then I'm going to shoot this guy. I'm going to shoot his dad and think I killed him. I failed completely. I can't even kill this one guy point blank who's not defending himself."
That might be even more egregious than Trunks like waking up from the dream after the androids kill him in the last one. Where she's like, there is no reason that nobody checks.
Yeah, no, it's truly absurd.
Idiots. That's why Frieza owns them.
So bad.
I don't know if I want to lay the blame solely at the feet of King Vegeta. I think it's his servants that are bad. I kind of like King Vegeta being like, "Fuck you and your baby."
That was one of the funniest parts of the film. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was rather entertained by that. But you're right, Bob. Technically, you don't blame the team members. You blame the team leader. So
exactly.
I guess King Vegeta is the most Yamcha.
Yeah, it's rough. I can't believe somehow Paragus survived.
Planet Vegeta being run by Yamcha is pretty rough.
Yes.
No, I meant this segment. It's just like he had the dumbest plan I've ever seen.
Yeah,
but I guess that made him exciting.
That made him more interesting. Made me believe him more than any of these guys.
It's not his fault he had a really bad mechanic and his plans started falling apart once his garage door opener stopped working.
Just thinking about, I was trying to get us to escape in a ship made for one person.
Yep.
It's not his fault that he installed gigantic iron bars on his garage door.
All right.
You're right. You think these things through, Bob. So I'm going to come to you first on this one.
Sure.
You need to pick a character from this film and put him up against Jiren from Dragon Ball Super, and we need to see if they can beat him.
Okay. Now hear me out, guys.
Okay.
Baby Broly.
Oh. Okay.
We don't know how powerful Baby Broly is. He took a knife to the chest. He didn't like he was bleeding everywhere. Apparently he was fine though.
I guess, yeah.
What could Jiren possibly do to Baby Broly?
I don't know. I guess nothing.
I have brain damage. For at least 5 seconds I went, was there anything where Baby from Dragon Ball GT absorbed Broly and became Baby Broly?
No, not even in Heroes.
God, I was thinking about Mario Kart Baby forms, not this.
Everyone's damaged.
Ugh.
Great.
Local baby dentist Broly.
Yeah, Detective Baby Broly. Rose Gold Detective Baby Broly.
His racing speed is maximum.
God, I can see it, like in my head. It's a smiling, like modern day Broly on Baby Broly's head.
After like baby Dr. Wario, I believe anything can ever exist. Also, yeah, you're right. He'd probably beat Jiren. Dan, who you got?
I don't actually think baby Broly's stronger than adult Broly, so I'm gonna go with adult Broly. He seems really strong. I hear his power might even be maximum. There are rumors.
But can he beat someone stronger than time itself?
There's only one way to know. Hopefully that's the next movie.
God, I'm getting excited. Oh man. Feel. Give me something better than that.
The mind control device Paragus had, because Jiren has no emotions and is not a character, so he won't be able to overpower it.
You're telling me a garage door opener might be able to beat Jiren?
Oh my god, Jiren is dumber than Broly. Oh no. Oh.
That's a lot to deal with.
I mean, yeah, you saw his Dragon Ball Fighters level 3 where he just blows up the ground. Man, you took a lot of the strong ones, so I'm gonna have to go the meteor.
You think the comet could do it?
Yeah,
I guess
It is abnormally huge for a comet.
and nobody really destroys it, just they leave.
yeah, they leave. So
So
it
don't know.
has an unknown amount of power.
That the power of the comet is maximum.
Yes.
I mean, it must be pretty strong if this is Paragus' whole plan.
Yes.
Otherwise, Paragus would look real dumb.
It'd be really dumb if he planned for this meteor to come to this planet, so they set up on that planet and have slaves recreate Vegeta. This is a good plan. I love this plan so much. Well, our last segment, we have to take the villain of the film, which in this case would be Broly, and you need to take you need to take a canon character and apply them here. And Dan, you'll go first.
I want to find somebody that's about the same power.
Maximum.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, hear me out.
Sure.
The Big Getty Star.
I will allow it just this once.
I was like, it's too fascinating a concept. I know it's not canon, but Jesus.
You know, if people deliver a funny enough one, I'm willing to make exceptions.
I just like the thought of Broly doesn't get captured because he's too strong, so he just keeps blowing up all of these metal coolers and spends the rest of his life on this planet just clotheslining metal coolers.
I want to see Broly fight the computers from Star Trek. Yeah.
V'ger. There we go.
V'ger,
That's what they
okay.
called it. I was like, I remember how it's spelled. I don't remember how it's said.
Feel I need your ideas.
Spike the Devil Man.
What?
Who?
Spike the Devil Man is fortune teller Baba's fourth contestant in the original Dragon Ball, where Goku's like, I gotta talk to Master Roshi's witch sister to find out where the last Dragon Ball is, because it's not showing up on the radar. And she's like, it's $500 million, or you can fight my 5 Super Chads.
There
And-
he is.
Spike the Devil Man has an attack called the Devil Might Beam, which, if you're evil at all, your heart just explodes and there's no way to protect against it. In one of the video games, he saves the world from Frieza by just making his heart explode.
That's really good. This guy needs to get more action.
I'm like, man, is Broly
defeated
evil or
because-
just horribly chemically unbalanced?
He counts as evil. You have to be
That's
to be
true.
completely pure to survive it. If you have even the tiniest bit of evil, it just grows until your heart explodes.
Yeah, that's true. In this movie, he goes booga 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 and crushes his dad.
His evil is maximum.
Yeah, that's true. So he'll die really fast. That's a good pick, Phil.
Unless his heart's really strong.
Oh shit.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, good.
Oh no.
It'll be
Bob.
like fucking Seabiscuit. His heart just bursts.
Bob, what do you got?
A real Broly.
I knew it. I was like,
Somebody has to pick
as
him.
soon as I said canon, I went, shit, some fucking asshole's just gonna pick Super Broly.
That guy's way cooler. His theme is even better. He's got a cool animal cape. And he's fighting Super Saiyan gods. That's a little bit higher rank than when Super Saiyan was 5 dudes.
That's true.
powering
That's
him up.
true. That punch definitely wouldn't have killed that guy.
Yeah. He'd be like weak sauce.
He has like a character.
Yes, having a character
Yeah.
pretty strong.
That really helps them.
That's optional.
They'll hopefully redub the movie so he's not voiced by a sexual predator.
Allegedly.
I'm gonna try and pick something comparable in power. So, a Cell Junior.
Just
They're
one.
around that. Yeah, just one.
How is that comparable?
He's around that general. This is around that general power level that
But
Broly was in that specific.
When
part of the story.
Vegeta, who is as strong as he was in this movie, hits Super Cell, it like makes him stagger, and normal Cell is just like normal Broly is just like walking through shit.
Yeah, well, Cell Junior's just worked with everyone, even like Goku and all of them. during that
Yeah,
part.
but that's only because we know for a fact that Goku decided to job to inspire Gohan, because for whatever reason, that's a thing they do in Dragon Ball.
Fine, 7 Cell Juniors.
Maybe if they all combine their energy, it about equates to what he got hit with. So sure.
What if it was enough Cell Juniors to do that thing from the end of Path of Neo, and they just make a giant kaiju cell?
Super
Yeah, it's
Cell
called
Junior.
Cell X.
No, Cell X is dumber than this would be.
Cell X is incredible.
I just remember that moment in this movie where Gohan and Trunks sees Masenko. And I was like, that's better character development for those two than we got in all of that Trunks special. How did this happen?
Yeah, imagine if Gohan taught him things.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
That'd be what you expect from that.
No, he's gonna look at him.
He's gonna be like, get mad like when they tell you can't go to Golden Corral because there's a pandemic.
It's like G Gundam, get mad. Get so mad it drives you mad.
Except that would be if Master Asia was on his side
Yeah.
Get mad.
and wasn't like this. Get mad so I can own you.
Now, I think we can forego the review part, because clearly the power of this is maximum against a 28, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Phil, open us up. Give me your review and a score ranging from 1 to 7.
This wasn't terrible, but it didn't really have much going for it, so it gets a 3.
All right, Bob.
I'm really conflicted on this one because like the beginning 30 minutes or so are actually a lot of fun where we're setting up all this cool stuff and there's intrigue and things might be interesting, and then the fight scene happens for 40 minutes and it's kind of bad. So I'm gonna give it a 3 as well, because at least we get some good interactions.
All right, well, Dan.
2, this movie fucking sucks. It's amazing that it's just barely better than TV specials, despite having way more budget. It's really, really bad. There are some interesting aspects in it. I think Broly himself is really cool. I think the concepts in it are neat. There are a couple neat moves and fight scenes, but it's just 40 minutes of really boring fighting with no sense of escalation at all. Piccolo shows up randomly. It kind of sucks. They explain, oh, you got a capsule. It's like, oh, okay, I guess. Yeah, no, this is really bad. I'd give it a 1, but to say it's as bad as some of the other things I've given a 1 is that may be exaggerating it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 2. It has some nice looking stuff. It's got some cool art ideas as well. Like the negative space circles. That's real cool. Yeah, 2.
Yeah, I mean we have hit the bottom of that barrel, so it's hard to say it's as bad as that.
I have given 4 other movies a 1, and it is just barely better than them.
All right, well, I have some issues with the film. That whole fighting sequence was a little bit too long. This was surprisingly bloated, which is funny given the fact that some of these struggled to justify their 45 minutes. That this one went even further. Kind of just felt like they wanted to have a big dumb fighty thing. I do respect that they actually had plot in it, despite how psychotic it was. I don't think, going by my own rankings, I don't think it's as good as World's Strongest, but I'll give it a low version of that, which will be a 4, because I did enjoy myself throughout this one, and that will, man, holy moly, that'll do it. 12 is the score that we just got for this. Over double the quality of History of Trunks. Oh my. It is 3 times better than the Return of Cooler.
To some people on this staff, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. I think it's 4 times better.
Yes.
We're 13 of these in. We're doing so well. All right, to recap, here are our rankings so far among the 13 things you forced us to watch here on Mondo Cool. Coming in at dead last with the lowest possible score we could ever have, at 4 points out of 28, is The Return of Cooler. But much better, coming after it at 12 with 5 points, History of Trunks. Then we have a 3-way tie between Bardock, Father of Goku, Tree of Might, and Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle. They all got a hot 8 points. Really, really high quality. Coming in at number 8 with 11 is Curse of the Blood Rubies. Then, what we just watched, Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan, comes in number 7 with its hot 12 points. Then we have Mystical Adventure with 13. Then we got World's Strongest with 16. And then a tie for number 3 and number 4 between Lord Slug and Cooler's Revenge. A wonderful time in which we had high scores close to each other. I loved those days. They
nice.
had 19.
Maybe they'll come back someday.
That would
God,
be great.
Please.
That would be great.
You know, at this point, I'll just take something higher than a 12. And then number 2 is Super Android 13. That gave us a 21. And then still standing above everything with 22 points is Dead Zone.
You know, the good thing here is there's still room to improve. Technically, we can get 6 more points than that. You know, we can go all the way to 28 if we all 4 give a 7. So there's room to grow in these rankings.
That's right.
Thank goodness.
I'm sure we'll have plenty of movies that fight for that top slot.
Yeah.
I believe so. How do you feel about how do you feel about this show now?
I think it was everyone else's scores were really generous on this one. I feel like I'm remembering Janemba, and I feel like the parts that I'm remembering have to make it a better movie than this, but I don't remember it well enough. I think this might be the worst of the Broly trilogy, which is insane. I hope I'm right on that. I don't want to hit a 1.
I'm staying optimistic here. I scored what I felt seemed appropriate. I said it was a low 4. I don't feel like I'm going to have to adjust this the way Phil had to adjust 6 scores in the past. I feel like I'll be okay.
I only had to adjust 1 6 times.
Yeah, you used to... There's some interesting days back then. But we have another thing to watch coming up. It's going to be really exciting. I don't know. Bob will read about it.
Sure. An ancient evil awakens. Escaping from his cuck orb, Bojack, legendary space pirate, a thing that exists in Dragon Ball for some reason, and that was sealed in King Kai's planet for some reason, attacks Earth. And Goku is dead. Uh-oh. Gohan has to do something. Next time on Mondo Cool, Bojack Unbound.
He's green.
This month's GigaBoots videos were brought to you by our lordly executive producers: Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, Third Birthday Wen, and Adam Macarena. Thank you very much to our executive producers. And also these guys. Soar on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots and become an executive producer today.